An individual struggles with their identity as a supposed hero who defeated the Demon King, yet remains confined to a village. There are gaps in memory about their arrival and past life in the village, leading to feelings of confusion and physical discomfort when trying to recall these memories. Two characters, including one named Saigo, discuss mysterious flying figures spotted in the sky. Despite the implausibility of the sighting, they decide to investigate further while heading to a predetermined meeting point. An emergency situation develops with an explosion at a satellite control tower. This event triggers confusion and questions about the nature of reality, as the mention of satellites seems out of place in what appeared to be a fantasy setting. The village is discovered to be completely empty, prompting a decision to venture beyond its boundaries for the first time. This marks a crucial turning point in understanding the true nature of the surroundings. A reunion occurs with individuals claiming to be childhood friends, including someone named Kazuki. The protagonist, identified as Kuronaka Yo, struggles to reconcile these claims with their existing memories and identity as a hero. A shocking revelation occurs when the protagonist discovers their home is actually miniature in size, like a toy. This discovery begins to unravel the artificial nature of their perceived reality. After a confrontation, communication finally opens up between the parties. The truth begins to emerge about the nature of the village and the protagonist's true identity, leading to more questions about their past. The real world is revealed to be part of 24 City, one of many cities in Neo-Tokyo. This location is exposed as an air fortress designed for invasion and monitoring of the ground below, disguised as a normal city. Information about an antagonist called Zero emerges. This mysterious masked figure has taken control of Neo-Tokyo using AI-powered military weapons and is responsible for stealing the protagonist's memories. A smartphone belonging to the protagonist is returned, potentially holding clues to their past. Plans are made to escape using pods on the lower floor, with the help of allies who have prepared an escape route. A casual conversation unfolds around sharing food, with playful banter about proper eating etiquette. The scene transitions into discussion of a rescue mission, with characters agreeing to cooperate and head to Mars together. There's reflection on the unexpected nature of friendship during hero training. The discovery of a tension card leads to an explanation of its capabilities. These cards contain stored memories and emotions, requiring a special card reader to function. They work similarly to Battle Gear technology, but are limited to 5 cards at a time. A reluctant individual shares spare card readers with others, despite initial hesitation. A discussion about XB reveals memory loss issues. Despite one person forgetting everything about XB, including their previous expertise, others remain optimistic about memory recovery through physical practice. The belief that muscle memory persists even when mental recall fails provides hope for eventual remembrance. Plans are made to return to Earth and reunite through XB gameplay. A special 3-person fist bump ritual is performed as a sign of their vow, creating a moment of connection despite its apparent simplicity. The physical gesture carries emotional weight beyond its basic appearance. The group encounters a mysterious crab-like robot, leading to speculation about its connection to earlier messages. A book appears to have some effect on the robot's behavior, though the exact relationship remains unclear. The situation prompts testing of theories about the robot's purpose. Details emerge about Space Sky 3, a satellite weapons system comprising 3 parent machines and 300 sub-machines capable of launching deadly lasers at the ground. The group successfully neutralized its unmanned control device, potentially saving millions of lives from continued laser attacks. Discussion follows about whether the mission went suspiciously well. The story culminates in a revelation about Zero, who had been masquerading as a goddess. What appears to be building toward a final battle turns into an announcement of game completion. The truth emerges that all actions were orchestrated, including the satellite control device destruction, setting up potential future developments. A tense confrontation unfolds between individuals in what appears to be a high-stakes situation. One character displays an unsettling enjoyment of the circumstances, laughing eerily behind a mask and treating everything like some kind of game. A shocking revelation occurs about the Sky 3's control device. What was thought to be destroyed was merely an external console. The antagonist reveals they can control it directly through brainwaves, rendering previous efforts to conquer 24 cities useless. This demonstrates the antagonist's technological superiority and deceptive nature. The antagonist's true motives come to light. They view everything as an elaborate game designed for maximum entertainment, one that must be played to the death for meaning. They have restructured Neo-Tokyo's cities around this game-based system, forcing both adults and children to participate. A training village was used to prepare participants. A crucial choice is presented, whether to participate in the antagonist's game or side with childhood friends. Despite caring deeply for these friends, the protagonist makes the difficult decision to participate in the game to protect others. However, this choice leads to tragic consequences when the antagonist betrays the agreement. In a dramatic turn, the protagonist challenges the antagonist to a game of XP, despite having no memories of the game. The antagonist unexpectedly accepts, setting terms where victory means freedom for all, while defeat means mandatory participation in their twisted game. The stakes are established for a decisive confrontation. The narrative shifts to internal reflection as the protagonist contemplates the upcoming XP match. Despite having lost memories and feeling uncertain, there is a strange confidence derived from the faith of sacrificed friends. The protagonist chooses to believe in the power of these connections despite having no concrete memories to support this faith. The confrontation builds to its climax as both sides prepare for the XP match. The antagonist reveals the protagonist was once the strongest XP player, while others voice concerns about their chances. The scene ends with mounting tension as the critical game is about to begin, carrying the weight of everyone's fate. A challenging game of XP begins between two players. XP is described as a unique sport played across cities where players throw or shoot balls. The game originated in Neo-Tokyo, which previously had 23 cities, though now includes a 24th city. Despite one player lacking memory and experience with XP, they remain confident in their innate abilities and potential. XP is revealed to be deeply connected to groups called tribes, organizations created by young outlaws in each city. The sport serves as a way for tribe members to settle conflicts and put their pride on the line. The stakes are high, as losers must seek revenge against winners. One player is revealed to have previously belonged to the Meguro tribe before losing their memories. The basic rules of XP are explained. The offensive player must run around 4 lanes after hitting the ball to score points. They can knock down defensive players, but can be tagged out if touched while holding the ball. The game requires both offensive skill and defensive strategy to succeed. The match intensifies as players discuss strategy and the meaning of victory. One side recognizes their disadvantage, but remains determined to win through emotional power rather than just physical ability. The concept of using anger and other strong emotions as motivation becomes a key theme. A deeper philosophical discussion emerges about power, boredom, and hope in Neo-Tokyo. One player reveals their dominance has led to existential emptiness after crushing all opposition. The conversation highlights how overwhelming strength can paradoxically lead to weakness of spirit. The true stakes of the game are revealed. It serves as a gateway to a greater competition. Special players called numbers exist as potential worthy opponents, currently numbering 8. The winner will be forced to participate in death games occurring in each city, competing against these numbers in their specialized contests. The game transcends simple sport to become a matter of life and death. A tense confrontation unfolds regarding an imminent harvest and a challenge to play a unique game called XB. The discussion reveals there is another game variant called XG that exists across Neo-Tokyo cities. Unlike the conventional XB, which became more recreational over time, XG is positioned as a more serious game of survival and personal growth. A critical observation is made about the true nature of XB. The inability to enjoy the game stems not from lacking equal opponents, or it not being life-threatening enough, but rather from a lack of friendship. This leads to mounting tension and frustration, with barely contained urges to destroy something despite knowing it would be counterproductive. A significant memory emerges about three friends sharing a dream to become unbeatable XB players. Despite memory loss, this deeply held wish resurfaces, though it is immediately followed by the tragic realization that this dream can never be fulfilled due to the loss of these companions. The scene shifts to Shinagawa City, specifically the Shinagawa Princess Hotel. Questions arise about recent events, including a confrontation with a purple giant ball and concerns about others' safety. The environment feels unfamiliar, leading to a search for clues about the current situation. A shocking reunion occurs with Suki, who was previously believed dead from a laser attack. While Suki is confirmed to be alive, there remains uncertainty about Sui's fate. Despite clear memories of Sui's apparent death, there is a desperate belief and hope that they too must have survived. The setting moves to the hotel's basement level, which surprisingly resembles a small town filled with shops. A meeting occurs with the hotel manager, who is revealed to be their savior, having found and treated them after they were injured. The manager offers assistance and treats them with kindness. It is revealed that despite managing to hit the ball, the protagonist collapsed in the batter's box, leading to their defeat. This failure weighs heavily, though others attempt to share the responsibility rather than letting it fall solely on one person. A group is discussing their involvement in an important decision regarding 24 City. The conversation reveals they had placed their trust and hopes in someone, acknowledging it was a personal choice with potential consequences. The group expresses their commitment to working together for XG, despite the risks involved. The discussion turns to explaining XG and the rule of the land. It is revealed that the rule of the land is a system implemented by Zero after taking control of Neo-Tokyo. Everyone must follow these rules or face death. XG is described as an ultimate death game based on these rules, where players chosen by Zero must face off against the numbers. The scene shifts to a cleaning activity, where several characters are working together. Kazuki is caught using their phone, but claims to be strategizing for XG. Meanwhile, 101 Taro almost mistakes a cleaning sponge for Castella cake, causing some amusement among the group. Enoki is discovered to have been sleeping instead of helping. The group encounters what appears to be a cute stuffed toy, but it is revealed to be something more sinister. The stuffed toy begins speaking, creating tension and concern among the group members. The situation quickly escalates as the true nature of the toy becomes apparent. The stuffed toy reveals itself to be Zero in a new, cuter form. Initially, the group is skeptical, but Zero proves their identity by summoning drones. This causes panic among the group, who attempt to escape via elevator. They end up being forced to the rooftop. Zero reveals their true purpose on the rooftop, to reduce the number of people in the group. 6 specific individuals are selected and captured by drones, then transported to another city. The remaining group members are prevented from intervening despite their protests. Zero begins explaining the rules of Komatsuri Survival, the new game system for Shinagawa region. The entire city is transformed into a company structure with roles including president and employees. Success depends on pleasing the president, with at least one employee being fired weekly. Violence and deception result in immediate termination. surreal scene unfolds in what appears to be a game set in Shinagawa, a business district. The atmosphere is tense and confusing as a stuffed animal speaks, creating anxiety. Someone attempts to leave, but is stopped, highlighting the forced nature of participation in this game. A dramatic demonstration of power occurs when a powerful Space Sky 3 laser is fired into the sea. The show of force makes it clear that escaping Shinagawa is impossible, and the laser's destructive capabilities could instantly destroy both infrastructure and people. This display effectively intimidates those present. A reward system is introduced for defeating numbers with XG. The rewards come in two tiers: normal rewards that are granted based on mood, and ultra rewards that can be anything within certain limitations. A previous incident involving someone named Suki's revival is discussed as proof of these extraordinary powers. The reality of the game situation becomes clear as participants grapple with their disadvantageous position. The scattered state of a group called Trash is concerning, and the situation appears to be heading toward a battle royale-style survival game called XG. Discussion turns to strategy and recruitment for facing numbers, acknowledging the need for increased power while weighing the risks of adding new members. The situation remains precarious as they try to determine the best path forward. A significant figure named Kazuma Ichinosa appears, revealing himself as the #1 ranked player recognized by Zero. His presence creates tension and anxiety among those present, marking him as a formidable opponent in the XG game. Zero intervenes to prevent unauthorized fighting, emphasizing the importance of following game rules. The consequences for breaking rules are severe, with mention of 5 hats and potential laser attacks as punishment. A philosophical discussion unfolds about society and its relationship to the game. The new rule system is presented as a replacement for traditional social structures, with evaluation coming solely from those who follow the rules. The transformation of Shinagawa City is praised as an ideal model. The situation escalates as a manager is forcibly taken to a neck-cutting square despite protests. The event concludes with an ominous atmosphere, accompanied by heat wave-like phenomena, suggesting darker developments to come. A tense situation unfolds as there is an urgent need to locate and retrieve a manager. The group learns they can access a shortcut to the neck-cutting square by taking the elevator to the 10th floor. Everyone expresses determination to work together quickly to accomplish their mission. Upon arriving at Kubikiri Square, the group encounters an eerie atmosphere centered around a strange object resembling Zero's face. Ichinose is revealed to be holding the manager, leading to a confrontation. The situation becomes more complex when a mysterious president figure awakens. A disturbing interaction occurs between the president and others present. Despite attempts to reason with the president, communication proves impossible as they only respond to Ichinose. The situation grows increasingly tense as pleas for intervention are ignored. A horrific scene unfolds involving a beheading, leaving everyone in shock and despair. The casual way this violence is handled by some parties creates an even more chilling atmosphere. The group struggles to process the tragic loss of someone they had spoken with just hours before. An unexpected shift occurs when Candy becomes a focal point of discussion. The president's behavior suddenly changes, showing interest in the group for the first time. A peculiar conversation about Azuchi Momoyama's Castella ensues, suggesting it holds special significance. A guide appears offering cryptic advice about survival in the town. The group receives warnings about their fate and discusses the mysterious Azuchi Momoyama Castella, though confusion remains about its significance. Time is running out for them to take action. An anonymous message arrives mentioning someone named Aoyama. Despite suspicions of it being a trap, the group decides to pursue this lead, seeing no other options available to them. They agree to take the risk, acknowledging the need for decisive action. The group meets Minami Ui, who reveals a connection to Aoyama and offers to help. Questions arise about trust and relationships, while past interactions at a hotel are recalled. The group grapples with whether to trust Ui, recognizing that belief or disbelief in others is their only choice forward. A group of individuals are having a discussion about trust and forming alliances. While there is some initial tension and concern about being looked down upon, they establish mutual trust and agreement to work together. One member, referred to as Mr. 101, is approached with an apology and asked to explain their perspective. The conversation reveals challenges with AI technology and facial recognition. There is discussion about appearance discrepancies between AI-generated images and reality, specifically regarding profile pictures and online representations. Someone mentions issues with blurry internet photos being used for AI learning, highlighting current technological limitations. A connection is made to the Shinagawa tribe, with one member being recognized as a former member. This leads to questions about why Shinagawa tribe members appear to be serving Ichinosa. The former member agrees to explain the complex situation. The history of the Shinagawa tribe is revealed, detailing how leadership wanted to expand beyond XB gear and start a business. However, Ichinosa implemented a deceptive plan, sowing seeds of doubt among members about their leader's intentions. This led to internal conflict and division within the tribe. The devastating effects of Ichinosa's manipulation are described, showing how tribe members turned against each other out of self-preservation. The former leader was ultimately cut off, and the tribe fell under Ichinosa's control through fear. A plan to save the old Shinagawa tribe is being developed with Mr. Aoyama's cooperation. The group discusses moving to an office location. One member reveals they possess smart glasses with built-in interface and recording capabilities, leading to excited discussion about the technology. Location information is shared through the smart glasses to guide the group to their destination. The group meets with Gotan, CEO of G&O Company. An interesting interaction occurs regarding name recognition and memory abilities. Some confusion arises over correct names, leading to apologies and explanations about facial recognition technology and smart glasses. The discussion turns to the current situation in Shinagawa, revealing a crisis where the president is under Ichinosa's control. The environment is described as tense, with people desperately trying to protect themselves and avoid crossing Ichinosa. The situation continues to deteriorate, suggesting impending conflict. A group discusses a desperate situation, but they are encouraged not to give up despite the seemingly impossible circumstances. Mr. Gotanda reveals his plan to remove Ichinosa from the president's position and requests cooperation from others. While Ichinosa controls access routes to the city, Gotanda believes they can succeed using the Azuchi Momoyama Hanjuku Castella. The Azuchi Momoyama Hanjuku Castella is explained to be a special gift from Neo-Tokyo's former ruler, Otoriki Goyotachi. It is preserved in a gold-plated box that maintains its condition indefinitely. Through database infiltration, they discovered the owner was the director of the Marine Biological Research Institute, who received it as a reward, but has since died in a car accident. The Marine Biological Research Institute has strict security measures, making it impossible to enter alone. The group must find the hidden Castella as planned to avoid beheading. While some suggest alternative plans that might sacrifice others, the group ultimately decides to proceed with Gotanda's plan, despite concerns about timing and competition. Gotanda expresses concern for the Shinagawa tribe members, describing them as excellent former business people who need to be freed. The group agrees to cooperate, planning to access the Marine Biological Research Institute through the Shinagawa Princess Hotel's 20th floor using a special card key. The scene shifts to an intense confrontation involving mistakes and harsh treatment of subordinates. A member of the Trash Tribe becomes involved, leading to emotional exchanges and accusations. The situation grows increasingly tense as power dynamics and past grievances surface. Ichinosa makes an unexpected appearance and proposal, offering to spare the group's lives if they agree to follow him. The group remains suspicious, believing it to be a trap similar to previous experiences at Shinagawa Drive. The situation becomes more complex as Ichinosa demonstrates harsh treatment toward his subordinates. Someone expresses their inability to complete a simple task and desires equality among subordinates. The situation becomes increasingly dire as concerns about Ichinosa's potential discovery of their activities grow, leading to uncertainty about their next steps. A conversation begins about a limited edition suitcase that was previously destroyed in a typhoon but appears to still be available for purchase at a store. Someone shows initiative by researching and presenting this information immediately, earning praise for being useful and capable. After some workplace interaction involving employee education, plans are made to prepare a room and purchase the suitcase. The information about the suitcase was found by scanning the broken one using smart glasses technology, demonstrating resourceful problem-solving skills. A discussion reveals concerning workplace dynamics where employees face severe consequences for any resistance. Workers appear to have resigned themselves to being compliant despite knowing it may not guarantee their safety. The atmosphere suggests a toxic work environment under oppressive leadership. Observations about a capable team being held back by poor leadership emerge. There is recognition that immediate action needs to be taken regarding the problematic management situation. Meanwhile, directions are given regarding the Marine Biological Research Institute's location. At the Marine Biological Research Center, technical difficulties arise with accessing different floors due to power issues with the elevator. The building has a distinct island-like smell, and alternative routes are being considered as the stairs appear to be blocked. The group discovers a potential alternate route through a convenience store storage room and aquarium. Despite the aquarium being poorly maintained due to mismanaged funds, it might offer a viable path using a freight elevator system. While navigating through the abandoned aquarium, the group notices signs of recent human activity, including food waste and active electricity. This raises questions about possible squatters in the facility. The focus remains on reaching their destination, despite the intriguing surroundings. The team encounters an electrical panel with multiple breakers, leading to a debate about the safest approach to restore power. Despite warnings about potential consequences, some members take a risky approach by activating all breakers, which surprisingly works without issues. The journey continues through what appears to be a former dolphin show area. An unexpected earthquake interrupts their progress, triggering emergency evacuation protocols. The situation appears to stabilize quickly, though tension remains high. There is some confusion about a bump encountered during the hasty departure, but the immediate priority is getting to safety. After reaching a relatively secure position, the group discovers something important was dropped during an earlier collision with Todoroki. The group realizes they cannot avoid an upcoming confrontation with a formidable opponent. They prepare themselves for battle, expressing determination to emerge victorious. After a challenging fight, they manage to win and continue pressing forward with their mission. A difficult choice presents itself regarding whether to save some trapped companions or abandon them to proceed with the mission. Despite having the option to return later with a card key, the decision is made to attempt an immediate rescue. The rescue succeeds, though it was considered an unreasonable risk by some. The group proceeds to the press booth in search of Castella, a precious item crucial to their mission. There is discussion about the item's authenticity and value, with warnings not to consume it despite its appealing nature. The search begins with competitive spirit. The Castella is discovered in a box bearing the mark of the Otori family, former rulers of Neo-Tokyo. This mark, impossible to fabricate with special technology, confirms the item's authenticity. The discovery represents a major milestone in completing their mission and potentially preventing job terminations. A complex debate emerges about leadership succession and the ethical implications of their actions. Concerns arise about potential sacrifices of townspeople and the balance between business necessities and moral obligations. Different perspectives clash regarding acceptable compromises. A potential solution emerges involving using an XG victory reward to cancel certain problematic roles. This leads to discussion about who should assume the presidency between Kuronaka and Gotanda. The situation becomes tense as trust issues surface regarding the plan's legitimacy. The group arrives at Kubikiri Square, finding it heavily guarded with security exceeding expectations. They begin brainstorming methods to deliver the Castella, including outlandish suggestions involving helicopters. The situation appears challenging, leading to some tension within the group. Important information is revealed about the special nature of the Castella's container, which preserves its contents in a state of immunity. Opening the box would cause immediate deterioration, adding another layer of complexity to their delivery challenge. The mood lightens briefly with reminiscence about past amusing incidents. A tense confrontation begins with threats and hostile exchanges between two parties. A dispute arises over a mix-up between Castella, a Japanese sponge cake, and an actual sponge. The situation quickly escalates into a serious strategic discussion. A high-stakes strategy is proposed that puts Kronika at significant risk. Despite the dangerous nature of the plan, Kronika agrees to participate after being asked to trust in the plan, demonstrating remarkable courage and team spirit. An encounter occurs with a white-haired tribal leader. A confrontation ensues over a mysterious bag containing an Azuchi Momoyama half-ripe Castella, a highly coveted item. The tribal leader forcefully takes possession of the Castella, believing it will win favor. The scene shifts to a morning meeting where the stolen Castella is presented to the chairman. However, the situation takes an unexpected turn when it is revealed that the Castella is actually a sponge, leading to intense anger and accusations. The conflict intensifies between Ichinosa Kazuma and others, with each side trying to gain the chairman's favor. The situation becomes increasingly hostile as accusations fly back and forth about who is responsible for the deception. A complex plan is revealed involving AI technology and smart glasses. The strategy exploited the chairman's unique condition, only recognizing certain voices but reacting to all visual information. This revelation marks a turning point in the power dynamic. The operation proves successful, leading to celebrations among the victorious group. The defeat of Ichinosa represents a significant change in the community's power structure and opens the possibility of saving Shinagawa. In the aftermath, discussions begin about future changes. A proposal emerges to abolish the Shinagawa rule and replace it with a different game called XB, aiming to create a more peaceful environment for the town's residents while maintaining some form of structured activity. A casual conversation begins about playing XB, with confirmation that only Shinagawa City is suitable for this activity. The group discusses sending messages to others in trash while reflecting on recent events. There's mention of a manager who needs to be taken care of, though the circumstances seem complicated. A dramatic twist occurs when Ichinose Kazuma, who was presumed defeated, makes an unexpected return. It's revealed he has become a robot through some connection with numbers. This revelation creates confusion and frustration among those present, who thought they had achieved victory. A conflict arises regarding house rules and XP. Despite resistance, it's decided that XP will be used moving forward. There's tension between maintaining traditional rules versus embracing this new approach, leading to heated discussions about fairness and proper procedure. Complex emotions surface about Shinagawa's situation. While there's anger and frustration about Zero's decisions, there's also an underlying sense of excitement. The stakes are high. If the match is lost, the old system will return. The pressure is building for a decisive XP confrontation. A debate erupts about XP's nature and purpose. Some view it as a barbaric government tool for controlling power, while others defend it as a passionate competition. Zero attempts to maintain order by threatening to use a space laser, effectively quieting the arguments. The terms of competition become clear. If Ichinosa wins, XP will be abolished and old rules reinstated. If Yo wins, the previous system ends and XP continues. Tension builds as participants prepare for this crucial match. A major revelation occurs regarding past events. Issues with Castella weight reporting and subordinate communication come to light, leading to intense accusations and blame shifting. Leadership styles and responsibilities are questioned in heated exchanges. The conflict escalates into a philosophical debate about leadership and responsibility. Arguments focus on proper management techniques, system implementation, and accountability. Personal attacks and emotional outbursts characterize these tense interactions. A heated confrontation unfolds where someone is blaming their subordinates for failures while claiming personal perfection. There is strong criticism of this leadership style that shows complete disregard for subordinates, treating them merely as tools rather than allies. The toxic leader threatens retribution and punishment against those who question their authority. A direct challenge is made questioning why the subordinates are ineffective if their leader is truly perfect. The confrontation escalates as the leader becomes defensive, insisting they are too superior for subordinates to keep up with, referring to challengers as bugs and refusing to take responsibility for failures in leadership. The discussion reveals a fundamental difference in leadership philosophy. While one side advocates for leading by example and proper guidance, the other maintains an authoritarian stance, viewing people as mere game pieces to be controlled. The toxic leader continues to display extreme arrogance and dismissiveness. It becomes apparent that the subordinates are under a form of psychological control through fear, having lost their ability to think independently. A plan forms to help free them by making them realize there is no longer any benefit to serving under such toxic leadership. A turning point occurs when someone demonstrates genuine care by remembering all subordinates' names and personal details, in stark contrast to the toxic leader who views them as indistinguishable. This personal touch begins breaking down the psychological control over the subordinates. The subordinates begin awakening from their psychological manipulation and start leaving their oppressive leader. This causes the leader to become increasingly unhinged, continuing to blame others while claiming personal excellence. The situation builds toward a final confrontation to determine true leadership capability. The toxic leader makes final desperate claims about their superiority and intentions to regain control, while still maintaining their dismissive attitude toward others' capabilities. The contrast between authentic leadership and authoritarian control becomes fully apparent. An intense confrontation unfolds with heated exchanges about personal worth and capability. Someone refuses to admit defeat while claiming their excellence is proven by their aura. The discussion turns to past performance evaluations that revealed poor workplace conduct and negative impact on team productivity. A crucial revelation emerges about the fundamental reason for failure: abandoning teammates and failing to value subordinates properly. This stands in stark contrast to XP, which emphasizes fighting alongside comrades. Despite pleas for another chance, the defeat appears decisive. A shocking truth comes to light. One individual was intentionally designated as number 1 precisely because they were the weakest, not the strongest. This placement was deliberately orchestrated as part of a tutorial exercise, completely upending previous assumptions about status and hierarchy. Major changes are announced. Shinagawa City rules are officially abolished, and XB becomes the replacement system. This dramatic shift causes intense distress for some who struggle to accept this new reality, continuing to deny the situation even as others urge facing the truth. Warnings emerge about potential future consequences of abolishing the established rules. Arguments arise about whether this change will ultimately lead to societal improvement or chaos. Past experiences with harassment and unfair treatment are cited as reasons for maintaining the previous system. A startling revelation occurs. One key figure is exposed as being a robot running low on battery power. This technological twist adds another layer to the complex situation, effectively ending their ability to continue fighting or maintain control. Focus shifts to addressing the aftermath, particularly helping Shinagawa tribe members readjust. While those who participated in XB show positive adaptation, many others remain fearful and resistant to change, highlighting the deep psychological impact of the previous regime. Plans develop for monitoring the situation and rebuilding Shinagawa. The team prepares to move on to other cities while ensuring proper support remains in place. A farewell party is organized to mark the transition and celebrate their success. The episode concludes with an ominous note, suggesting that while this battle may be over, it represents just the beginning of larger challenges ahead. The victory in Shinagawa City appears to be setting the stage for future conflicts and developments.